Hi, my name is Nate, and I'll be your pharmacist today. How can I help you?
Hi, my name is Ronald. I was wondering if you can help me on deciding which new Part D plan will help me.
Oh, I really wish I can help you decide on which plan will suit you best. However, this is against the policy which is known as the anti-kickback statute. This means that I can educate you in making decisions, but I cannot decide which plan is a better fit for you. So, the question comes down to this. Do you think that you know enough about how Medicare Part D works in order for you to make a decision for yourself?
I do not think so.
Okay, I'm completely fine with it because not even the people who make the laws know anything about it as well. Let me take a look on what you have. It looks like it is to be in a plan comparison sheet. First, let me go over some of the terms you should be aware of. So one term you should be aware of is called premium. This is the amount that has to be paid to have insurance. So typically you'll have to pay this at the beginning of the first year. And the copay is the fixed amount that you need to pay for the drugs. It depends on how, if it is a brand name or generic. And a tiering is basically a tier list that groups drugs based on your portions of drug costs. Typically, it's organized into like 5 tiers, typically ranging from 1 to 5, with almost like one at tier 1 as a generic medication and tier 2 as the brand name. Usually, the lower the tier number, the lower the drug will cost. And a formulary is a list of the insurance carrier's preferred drugs that tend to be selected based on its cost, safety, and effectiveness. However, if there are some drugs that are not on the formulary, then your insurance cannot cover these types of drugs. Deductible, this is also the amount specified that you must pay for the insurance before they pay anything else. This is typically paid roughly in January when you begin to get your drugs. And a star rating is just a rating scale that shows like how well a plan can perform in a particular category. They usually range from 1 to 5 star, with 5 being the best and 1 being the worst. But it's okay if you cannot memorize these important terms, as you can look those up online at Medicare.gov website. It looks like that I see that you have Lipitor on your drug list. Let me tell you some important information about this drug. Lipitor is the brand name drug, which is at a higher tier. This means you'll pay more than the generic, which is a tier below than the brand name. In this chart, it looks like you're paying $476 just for the brand name versus what you could pay for the generic at $158.
I understand the expense of this drug. The Lipitor works so well for me, it makes me just want to take it.
I understand. However, nowadays the government checks that all generic drugs contain the same active ingredient at the same quantity. Only just the inactive ingredients is different. But the government also does test runs to make sure that the generic is just as good as the brand drug. So I have to say there's nothing like wrong about switching to a drug, but are you actually willing to just spend more money on a drug just for the brand name?
Oh wow, I never knew that. I have to check this out right now. I am glad that we had this counseling session, as I am enlightened with the useful information to help in the future.
Okay. So now, can you repeat back to me the summary of what I said, Mama?
Yes, I can. So, a premium is the amount of money you pay for having insurance, which usually begins at the first year. A formulary is a list of preferred drugs that the insurance covers. Also, the drugs in the formulary are organized into tiers, which determine the cost for my drug. The generic atorvastatin, calcium, and brand Lipitor contain the same active ingredient with different inactive ingredients. So I can pay less for the generic instead, the brand with the same strength and dose.
Perfect. It seems you have a profound understanding of what you need to know. Now, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
I do not have any questions right now, but thank you for counseling.
You're welcome. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call.
Okay, thank you very much. This was a very helpful and understandable conversation.
Have a good day, Ronald.
Thank
See you
you.
soon.